Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to the EpicBumz Podcast again, episode
8.
4.
That's 4.
Where do I got below me?
That's gonna be B. This guy. Right
I got Lionel, aka W4 Dark Shadow 7. To my this way.
Yes. Yep. That's him.
I got Vance, aka Cable Guy.
Mm-hmm.
No Matt. We were gonna have a.
Right over here is EpicBumz Gaming logo.
Yes. We're gonna have no Matt today. We're gonna have a special guest, but that fell through. But we'll have him again some other time. So.
Yeah. On the last minute.
Anyways, how's everybody doing?
Doing good.
That
Chris, thank
special
you, Chris.
guest. That was who? Bernie Sanders?
Yes.
Somebody
Bernie
famous.
Sanders. Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. Yeah, I definitely have his ass on here.
He was gonna come on and tell us about the music industry and what he thinks about music nowadays. Well, yeah, come on, man. Some of these people that I see that talk about, well, what do you think about politics today? They're just freaking completely doing something else in their lives. Like, why the hell do I care about this dude's fucking idea, you know?
Pretty much.
Well, anyways.
Let's steer away from politics today, man.
That's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
different.
yeah.
That's all different.
It's Friday.
But
Shit.
we're drinking. Look at this tall boy. That's as big as my face.
Angry Orchard, like always. I think we're all drinking the same stuff.
I'll sponsor.
Oh, let's get that sponsor, baby.
That's sponsor, yeah.
You can't beat that fucking pecan beer though, man. You just can't do it.
I gotta try it.
Well, I had a couple things. To talk about, but I kind of, now that I restarted, I kind of lost it. But
Okay, well, scratch your stuff, and Chris has a story for us.
I have a story. Are you guys ready for this?
yeah, we haven't
So,
heard
okay.
this. We haven't heard this, by the way.
No, you haven't.
We just heard that it was a story, so we're ready. For
So I was at work, okay, and I'd already been working a lot. Was doing the same thing. We were trying to figure something out, but we just couldn't figure it out. Anyways, so I was a little tired. So I'm sitting in my truck, you know, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm ready to get out. And where I work, you have to wear a hard hat, safety glasses, steel toe boots. Anyways,
sometimes.
so
Real job.
real job.
Real hard job. So it sounds
Anyways,
like.
so I'm getting my glasses, right? And I go to put them on, and I have to, you know, you stretch out your glasses a little bit to get them over your head. Dude, it freaking fell out of my left hand as I was in this motion.
Oh my!
Boom, popped out of my left hand. Wow, right in my eye, dude.
You have
It
gloves
was
on?
the worst. Huh?
You have gloves on?
No, I didn't have any gloves on. Dude,
Oh.
it was the worst pain. Like,
Dude.
it instantly, like, you know, it started watering instantly. I couldn't, like, both of my eyes, I wouldn't even open this eye, you know? I was just like, Lee. And then, dude, for like 30 minutes after that, my nose was running. Dude, horrible. And then
Damn,
the rest
man.
of the day, this eye was just blurry.
Oh wow!
It was horrible.
Fuck.
I told
Imagine
my
if
boss.
you would have went blind from that.
Dude, I was
You
scared.
just fucking just stab your eye with your glasses like
Dude,
that. and
I
that-
was.
Then you
I
gotta look like
know.
a pirate for the rest of your life.
And then, you know, have you ever like just messed around, you know, covering one eye and seeing how it would be with one eye? Dude, it's horrible
It sucks, yeah.
because there's no like depth perception is like way off, you know. Anyways, it was all blurry and it sucked.
You know, you talking about that? It must have hit you pretty dang good, huh? Like
Dude, it
must have.
hit hard.
Well,
But you know what was funny is like it went bloodshot real fast and then really quickly it all went away. So my eye looked normal, you know.
But it hurt?
And then I worked with my brother, so he was all, you know, he was all, let me look. And so he was looking like this and like, he had like a real worried face on his,
Uh-huh.
you know, on it, look on his face. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, oh my gosh, there's like a hole in there.
Just freaking you
I was
out.
scared, dude. Because I
There's a
didn't
hole
want to
in
look at it. I was like,
there.
I'm not gonna look
your
at it.
eyeballs all dangling down. You're like, what's going on?
Imagine.
That's funny, man. Dude, you know what? You say that reminds me of, there was one time where I was working at a shop where we do welding, and you're talking about an eye thing, dude. I hate fucking anything that involves anything going in my eye, right?
Yeah.
So I remember welding. I was welding this bit, and we had to weld like in a circle around it. And I remember getting the wire grinder. It was like a grinder, but a wire brush on it. And I was
Yep.
hitting it, and I had my glasses, and I had went like this to kind of look at it, like underneath my glasses.
Yeah. Right.
Right when I looked, one of those little pins strung up and freaking stabbed me right in the eye.
Damn.
So I thought, okay, you know, it was just like something fell out, you know, something point for freaking like a whole like 3 to 4 days, bro. I kept like, man, I'm trying to get that out of there. I was all grinding it and everything, and
Yeah, no.
Come to
that's
find
bad.
out, I go to the emergency room because it's starting. It's really red, bro. Like it's like to a point where it's getting pussy or that pussy. Fucking
Oh my
pus,
god.
pussy, I guess, right here in this area. So it got like really pussy. It got really bad right here and stuff like that. So I came to a point where we went to the emergency room. So the doctor comes in. He's like, "Man, there's something in there, and we're gonna have to get it out." And I was like, "Okay, cool. You know, they're gonna go in there, whoop, and pull it out. You know." I was like, "You know what? It has to be that fucking wire. It has to be from the wire feed because it's so thin."
Yeah.
So he comes in with this little machine and he's like, "So I'm gonna have to shove this in your eye to take that thing out." I'm like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And so what it is a little machine that has a grinder on it, and he just freaking shoves it into my eyeball and grinds that whole metal out. Like he freaking shoved it in there, dude. Tore it apart.
So it was actually in your eye?
It was in my fucking eyelid.
Yeah, he
it was on the whiteboard. Yeah.
there.
So he does it right, and so he gets it cleared up pretty decent, I guess.
Did they numb it?
No,
No.
he just went in there, and fucking had.
Did you feel it?
Two nurses like this, go like this. Hell yeah!
Did they have-
Dude, I hated that pain. Was the worst thing. I told myself I'm never getting anything in my eye again like that. I'm wearing my
Yeah,
safety
I know.
glasses. Well,
That is the worst. Little metal fucking slivers, man.
Come down a day or two later, it's still bad, itching really bad. So like I had to go to an eye doctor, like an actual eye doctor, instead of an emergency room. Because I remember the doctor saying, "Well, I haven't used this in a long time," and I was like,
That makes you feel good.
"This motherfucker, about to- yeah, this dude's about to make me go blind, right?" So, and anyways, he doesn't do it right. I go to an eye doctor. He's like, "Man, we got to go back in there again, dude." I shit you not. I wanted to cry. I was telling my mom. I was like, "No, don't let him do that. I hate that. That hurts." I was like, "It hurts, dude." I had two nurses, like the girls, hold me down, and then hold my eyeball open just to do it. And I'm like, freaking wanting to cry, dude. It hurt bad. I hated it.
Yeah.
Especially
I
your
had-
mom was like, "Don't be a little pussy about
I
it."
know, dude. I couldn't do it, man. It sucked, dude. It was the worst experience ever. I never wanted anything stuck in my eye again. That just sucked. That was the worst thing, man.
Yeah, I haven't had anything in my eye, but I had another where I had a piece metal shaving in my eyelid. It was stuck in my eyelid.
Fucking
Dude,
horrible.
that was horrible, man. I was like, it was sensitive because it had been scratching the
The eyelid.
what is it, the cornea, right?
Oh yeah.
That's where you see, right? Corneal abrasion, that's what they call it. Anyways, so because I kept rubbing it, you know, and then finally I got home from work. I did all day, you know, with it in there, or it was like half a day probably. Anyways, got home from work and then it was just bad. So I told my wife that I was like, I need to go to the doctor. So we went to the clinic. It was like 8 o'clock at night, and then well, when I got out, it was about 9. So I'd been there for like 4 hours. Anyways, so they set me down. They turn off all the lights because they're all freaking out, you know. And then they put numbing drops, and then they put a dye in there to see all the scratches. And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's scratched." And I was like, "Yeah, I know."
No shit.
Isn't that the scariest? Isn't that the scariest shit though? Like,
Yeah, well, that
man.
wasn't. I mean, yes, that, you know, losing, like not losing, but having something in your eye is just so just annoying, you know. And anyways, so they're like, "Well, we can't do anything here," and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, I spent 4 hours here." So I had to go the next day to an eye doctor, and then he flipped my eyelid and took it out, and then it was like so much better.
A simple procedure.
that
You
relief.
just
That
pop-
relief
yeah.
though, huh?
That relief. I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, they at the end when they took my little thing out. No, they didn't take it out. They shoved the freaking. They're like, just pretty much saying like, here, a knife stuck in you, and they're like, we're gonna use this other knife to pry that other knife out. That's pretty much what they
Yeah, I
did, you
gotcha.
know. So they went in and they grinding all
Because
that
it was like
stuff out.
embedded in there, huh?
Yeah, and
You were
they-
like,
Yeah.
you were like grinder. That's how this shit happened. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
You barely learned about it, and now you keep talking about it. Huh? But,
Yeah, losing some of your senses is like you take these things for granted, and then when you lose them, it's like the worst thing, you know?
yeah, for sure, man. I hated it, bro. I started using my safety glasses like close up to my face. I started.
Yeah.
You remember at Target? I started using those big old goggles looking things.
Yeah.
Everybody made fun of me, but I was like, not today. You know?
Yeah, I had Norcal in my eye too.
What the hell is
So
wrong
I
with
got
your eyes?
like a dude. They're
What's wrong
not
with
great
you?
anymore.
Yeah,
I had
can
I had a
imagine.
pig. So a pig is a ball that we put down a pipeline to push liquids.
And then you eat 'em?
Anyways, So you fill those with
There you go.
Norcoal because you don't want them freezing in the line, because if they do, then it'll bust and bad things will happen. Anyway, so we got Norcoal, and I was taking one apart because you have to fill it up. And
Pressure
the whole stem came out,
Shot
and
out.
it shot Norcoal into my eyes.
Oh.
Because when I would do pigs, I wouldn't wear my safety glasses or my hard hat because
Right,
it was
just
in
on
the
the side,
shop,
yeah.
you know? Yeah.
You
And
never think that was
dude,
gonna happen.
that was bad. I mean, I didn't. The only
Go to the eye wash.
thing that was bad was, we didn't have an eye wash at Beta then.
Oh yeah.
So I went through the day fine, and then I was like, you know what? They were really bloodshot, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to the eye doctor and get everything, flushed out. So they did a flush, and that's basically it. They were
Dude,
just bloodshot and
the
kind of
flushes
sore for
are-
the rest for like a couple days.
Yeah, flushes are freaking. Dude, fuck your eyes though, Chris.
I know, dude.
You just don't
Worst
care about those
possible
suckers,
spot
huh?
to get it,
I
right?
do care about
It
them.
doesn't
It's
seem
just,
like you do, dude.
what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean?
Take care of them a little bit better. You know what?
I can't predict
Well,
when
I'll tell
my
you-
freaking when it slips off of my fingers and pokes me in my
Well,
eye,
you know what,
dude.
dude,
That was
well-
the worst.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no.
With the metal shaving or the Norcoal, dude. That was the worst.
The fucking
Norcoal
safety
is coolant, that you put in your car.
Yeah.
It's a different
Antifreeze.
brand.
You could
Yeah,
probably
please, yeah.
sue them, the glasses company. Probably get like $1 million for that.
Well, explain. You know what? The
Open
thing
your
is,
own
Why? Because it poked me in my eye.
it's too flexible.
another.
Yeah, it's too flexible. It's too
Yeah.
springy.
Going back to what Chris was talking about, a pig. It's, like he said, it's a ball that you send down a pipeline from gas behind pushing and getting all the liquids out. And the reason why they call them pigs is because whenever they're going through the line, they sound like piggies. They're squealing. Huh, Chris?
Oh, they go loud too.
They get loud and they go through. And they're good. They're fun to shoot too. Vance, you remember we shot those pigs?
Oh
They-
yeah.
They explode and from all that antifreeze. And there's not antifreeze. I like to call it antifreeze, but they're what they call it, Chris, again? What's the?
Oh, it's
liquid called?
antifreeze. Yeah, it's
pretty much
antifreeze.
antifreeze, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
if
I
there's-
just call it
there's
Norcoal
spin-
because that's the only.
Like, probably a brand name or something.
It's the brand. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the brand.
Like
So
Cresta
they
Ranch or
pretty much
whatever.
it spins and it spins in there and it gets like real cool. So they don't want it to freeze inside the line because it
Yeah,
does
that's
get
the whole
cool down the
thing.
line. So
So these are pigs, right?
Oh, here we go.
Just those balls right there.
let me bring it up. Yeah, there we go. Yep, those are it. You set them down the line, you launch them. They're called. That's a launcher right there.
Yeah, but they're fucking heavy and they're solid as fuck, man. They're like solid plastic, right?
Yeah, well,
And it's I would say like
rubber.
what, an inch of rubber,
Yeah.
Oh, inch of rubber.
and then
They
the
don't hold
inside
up
is
against the
hollow.
hot six for sure.
These are the other. That's the pigs we sent right there. The other pipe ones, Chris. Not the ball.
Which one,
but
these?
Yeah.
Well, these are different, but yeah, they're
I've seen
kind
these.
of
These are other
kind of like
pigs.
this one.
This is what I used to do right here for
There's a
target.
cut pig and ball pigs, and then what was the other one?
Ball,
Cut pig, disc pig.
disc pigs, yeah. And then you had the foam pigs were the
Dude,
worst ones because we had to-
Worst.
yeah, they suck. Sometimes they wouldn't even make it there.
Yeah, because we were under such high pressure. These foam pigs would just they
Yeah.
rip apart
Yeah.
inside the pipeline, and then they go everywhere.
and the pieces are there at the end at the barrel
Everywhere.
at the end of the thing. Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Where did that natural gas go that you guys fucking helped produce?
So we're just a midstream company. So all we do, well, Targa's starting. I work for Targa. They're starting to go into more things, like they sell the liquids and stuff like that. But anyways, so we're a midstream. We just compress it to a higher pressure, and then we send it out to the gas
and
companies.
somebody else deals with it.
Oh, okay. So you
That's-
guys
that's
just
why it's
produce
called-
it. You
that's
guys
why it's
are
called a
producers.
midstream.
Well, we treat it. We get all the other crap out of it. So it's mostly.
It's like a logging company, right? They cut the trees down, they go and debark it and cut it. Maybe sometimes they cut it, but then somebody else does whatever they do with the wood,
Yeah,
right?
just
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You
just
guys
like
are
the
just
pump
producers.
the pump
Mhm.
jacks make the oil or the gas that go to Targa. Targa sends it to the DCP or what's it called, Apache,
Oh.
and they break it down at El Paso.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And I see.
Paso,
Actually,
yeah.
I forgot to tell you that when I went to El Paso, I actually got to see the plant out there, Chris.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have it.
Is it pretty big?
Smack in the middle of El Paso, bro. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I bet
pretty,
it's huge.
It's
huh?
huge,
Fuck.
dude. It is
They
huge.
get a lot of gas.
Yeah, they do. They definitely do. Yeah, they're building another pipeline out there. So.
Well, they switched to natural gas to do all the electrical power, right?
Mhm.
All the power plants are not coal anymore; they're natural gas.
Yep. So.
So
Yeah.
we buy the raw product, we compress it, get all the crap out of it, and then we sell that to the gas companies, basically.
Oh, damn, man.
Yeah, Kinder Morgan does it too, huh? There's another
Yeah,
person
Kinder
who sells
Morgan's.
it.
I think
But they're very picky with their gas, though. They need it freaking pure, no air, no nothing in it. But
yeah, because so like the plants, if you have something off like H2S or O2 or
excuse me.
that's the two biggest ones that they measure. They'll just close their valve. If they see too high, they just close it. And then
automatic.
So then the plant has to deal with the pressures, the flare, all that.
Yeah, Lionel was telling me that H2S can just fucking kill you. Like a lung pull will just knock you dead.
Yeah. Pretty bad, man.
I mean, you guys are working with some pretty dangerous shit.
Over here, we don't have, our gas isn't sour, it's sweet.
Ours
but I mean, still you can get asphyxiated by it, you know what I mean?
Well, the stuff that came from
this place is air.
Yeah.
Lehman, that shit was sour.
That stuff was bad.
I know whenever we even fixed the line, even close to fixing the line, we would shut everything down and let it blow out, for hours.
So I think it's 100 parts per million.
Mm-hmm.
H2S kills your sense of smell. And then from there up, it's IDLH, which is immediate.
Well, okay, so I'm not going to tell you who it was. It wasn't me, but let me tell you a story I heard from someone. And this is, I believe it, as true as I can believe.
Hold on, can I say this? IDLH is immediate danger to life and health.
Yeah, there you go. So I heard a story. I wasn't in there. It wasn't me. Trust me. Okay, I would mention it, but there was a story where there was two guys were fixing a leak and they didn't mask up. They figured they could just run in there and put a clamp on it real quick, which is, you have a leak on the line, you dig it up, it's blowing gas. You want to run in there real quick, put a clamp on it, bolt it up. We don't use anything electrical. We use everything air hoses and stuff like that. So, no, electricity or nothing. Yeah, it was spark up. And I guess they went in there and they were trying real hard. They got freaking gas, oil, all stuff like that. And all I remember, he said that all he remembers is they got it kind of clamped on and they needed to take a break. And right when they were walking out, he saw his coworker fall down, like right outside the hole. And he started walking out and he freaking fell. And they both were like out. And he said that he woke up and he said that he saw everything gray. And he woke up and he saw, his coworker there. And he kind of was like grabbing him to wake him up and move him over. And he ended up getting up and they were sitting there and luckily they had it closed enough that it wasn't shooting as much anymore. It had a little bit of pressure, but not much. And they were over there. His coworker was throwing up. He was over there, I was just like,
holy shit.
I told him, I was like, crazy. Hell no.
That was people that we worked with at the plant that we worked at?
Yeah, that was from Lehman.
Dang.
That was at Lehman.
Oh, really?
Just a fucking second or two away from death, man.
So I was just like, once I heard that story, all I did was mask up. That's all I ever did.
It's not worth it, you know what I mean?
No, it's not worth that. Even if it is to save like 10 minutes or 15 minutes of your time to just get that leak done, wasn't worth it, man.
Nah.
Yeah.
I think you guys got the right idea, man. Fuck all that.
But we eventually got that kind of out of that area, but we don't even do that no more. Target doesn't do that no more.
Yeah, they don't fix leaks anymore, right?
Nope. They don't fix leaks. They have to shut it in completely.
Yeah.
Wait a day, let it fucking air out, and then go fix it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
But back then, we didn't have, we had, our crew was us. We didn't hire anybody. Right. We just went out there and did it ourselves.
And a lot of contract work nowadays in this field.
I can tell you all kinds of stories that happened at Target, man. I could blow Target up right now.
I could blow Target.
I would not get in trouble, but I can tell you all kinds of stuff that happened, man. I can tell you a lot of crazy stuff that's happened out there, man. And
that was intense enough, man. You got me all fucking worked up and shit. I feel like I need to go save a life.
And well, I am grateful for obviously the oil field and gas and stuff like that, of course, but I'm kind of happy I'm kind of out of it,
Dude, what I don't get is like, oh, go ahead, Vince.
So speaking about danger, though, I've heard fucking Lionel has been electrocuted a couple times. I don't know if
recently?
It was a little bit or a lightning storm. You had to get the fuck out of there. Some shit like that.
Here with this new job that I got?
Yeah, with the new job,
Alright.
man. They don't let you around a fucking lightning storm because all that shit's interconnected, right?
Well, today actually, you should see. So I have a little app on my phone. Oh, Chris, go ahead. And what were you gonna say a minute ago before we jump off over here?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
But today actually, I was working alone. My coworker had to head back to El Paso, and I was out there working. And I was trying to fix this inverter. This inverter's like pissing me off because I can't seem to solve what the hell's going on with it. So I'm gonna have to break it down even more, you know. But I get a little ring on my phone. I pull it out, and it's all like, "Oh, you got a lightning strike pretty close to you." I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever, you know." So I'm working. It's inside. You gotta understand, this is inside a shed. So I'm over here working, and
Inside a big metal.
yeah,
stick.
I keep getting like pings.
Yeah.
I keep getting pings. And I'm like, what the heck? And I'm looking. I'm like, holy crap! And I step outside. I shit you not. It was freaking cloudy. I was in jail. Cloudy, and I see like a storm coming. I look at my app and pull the radar up, and I'm like, oh god, I'm out of here. So I shut it, take off, and I'm trying to call my boss, and I'm already heading to jail to just kind of be on standby for a little bit. And I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna leave. And he's like, okay, yeah, get out of there. So I get the Hobbs, which is like a good 45, maybe an hour away from jail. And I look back at the tracker, dude. I wish I had my work phone. I could show y'all guys, but it was a freaking storm. Just blew right through it, dude. It was freaking thundering. It was bad over there, dude. It got really crazy because, I mean, we're very they're very cautious because we're most likely to get hit with a lightning strike because we produce electricity and stuff. So it's like a safety thing. We can't even. Usually, we're not supposed to do it more than like a certain miles away from us. And
do you know the exact? Because that's what I was gonna ask. What's the policy?
I don't know. I've heard 10. I've heard 5. I've heard 2 miles away. I've heard all
2
that.
miles is pretty fucking risky.
Yeah, I've heard all that stuff. But I don't know.
Was that just recently? Was that like
that was today.
Thursday?
That was today.
Oh, that was today?
That was today, dude. But
Did you guys get hit with storms Thursday?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that happens when we get hit with like storms, which is really bad for us, our sight can go down, or all our trackers. You know, the trackers that follow the sun as it goes from east to west. It can stall it and it'll stop it, and so we have to go and fix those so we can get full production throughout the day. But that's storms are the worst thing for us, you know. And I love when it's cloudy and rainy and stuff like that. And now I'm like, you know, we're not gonna get.
I know, right?
That's not my. That's my bonus, you know, at the at the end of the year, you know. So I'm like, come on, we need to produce something today.
Yeah,
So
that's what
run outside with the flashlight and go every panel.
I guess it was Wednesday. We had some storms, and we have electric units that are have like 3,500 horsepower electric motors,
Right.
and it didn't knock down our transformers or anything, but it like tripped a breaker. So I reset the breaker and I was starting units up, and I got the 2 that move the most gas running, and I was loading one up, and I was opening the suction valve, and it freaking like, I guess there was lightning pretty close, but I was like, it's not too bad because it was clearing up, know, and I guess one struck pretty close, and the motor was like, boom, went down. You know what I mean? It was dude, I took off. I was like, that's a lot of. It's what well, I don't know what the volts is, but it's like the 4,000 volt thing, the 4820 or whatever. I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly. But
I'm not sure.
that's a lot of electricity, dude. Like it would be quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a lot of electricity.
Well, go ahead, Vince. I'm sorry.
The voltage isn't what fucking matters though. It's the amperage, and you see how much those things are doing work.
Yeah, I know, right?
For amperage is what grabs you. Voltage is what pushes you. So that's the stuff you got to remember.
So I was like, all right, I'll just chill for a little bit.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't. I don't know. Just the thought of being that close to stuff, like I know it's all enclosed and everything, but it freaks me out, man. When a motor's like starting up, that's a lot of energy. That's why they have soft starts, which makes the motor turn slow, and then it slowly speeds up.
You should hear
voltage ramp.
Yeah, dude, you should hear one of the inverters, one of our inverters, like our big inverters. They're called T-mics. Whenever you start those suckers, dude, it goes click. And it fucking just smacks real quick, and it goes, and it just starts up like a freaking engine because it has to charge up and like hit the breaker to
Yeah.
kick it on, dude, it's scared the shit out of me the first time
Well,
I did it.
luckily we don't. I'm not close to the breakers anymore, but towns and when you would start those things,
Oh yeah.
you would be right there by the breaker.
Yep.
So I would always step out of the building, but it does so it does the soft start and then it engages the breakers, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a loud click, and that's what
I was gonna
gives
say,
it the full power.
do they have the breakers there at Target? Do they have automatic pump like to charge it itself? You know that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know if they did or not, but ours has like a breaker on it, and instead of like it automatically charging myself, you can actually pull a little handle out and just click, 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 and then you charge it up, and then you gotta press a button. Well, you gotta understand, we have to pretty much wear hog gloves, and like a super suit. I like to call it a super suit. And this is just for like one inverter, but if you want to do the whole site, there's like a part where you have to like, you can do it like a big old handle, I guess is what it was telling me. Once you press that button, it'll smack so hard, bro. It's the scariest thing, man.
Yeah.
And the thing I wanted to bring up was biggest thing that I feared in my life now, or to die, is probably drowning and getting electrocuted. And look where I'm fucking working at.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, okay. I'll definitely say that being electrocuted is a million times worse than drowning.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure.
It's fucking. Have you ever been tased?
No, but I've been electricity or
Holy
shock.
Fuck, dude. I've never had a worse pain than being tased in my life. It like sets every fucking nerve in between the 2 points where the electricity flows. You can feel the fucking nerves pulsing, dude.
I'm sure.
But they're
That's
like
crazy.
something like a million.
But is it worse than having something in your eye?
Right.
I'm Chris.
It's
is it worse than having something in your eye? I doubt it. I just find out.
It's definitely fucking worse, man. I will buy a fucking taser gun and let you test that.
Dude, I'm scared, dude. No, I'm scared. Even working. So whenever I first started, I had talked to my boss and my coworkers and stuff like that, and I told them, look, I can solve these issues. Like I could probably can. I'm not trying to brag on myself, but I'm just saying, like, I probably could solve this stuff like that. Give me some time. But the main thing I really want you guys to teach me is how to shut everything down and make it safe for me.
Right.
Because I do not want to get
like
a little
in case of an emergency.
Yeah. Or like I don't want to get freaking, like, if I have to change a breaker out or something like that, I want to be able to shut everything down, that there's no juice coming to that. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you were the safety coordinator over with Targa, man. You fucking think things through, and it's just like, what is it worth? Is it worth fucking getting severely hurt, or is it worth, a total over the year of maybe like 4 hours work?
Yeah, that's pretty much
just to go fucking shut shit down, then go start it back up.
I mean, that's why I'm doing here with lockout tagout. It's kind of a big thing I'm really obsessed about and stuff like that. But
yeah, for sure.
There's an issue there at Target where I got in trouble for a lock, and it wasn't even my doing. It was just, I got told this, and then they asked the higher ups to get approval, which I was supposed to do. Then it came back and they told me, go ahead and cut it. Remember that, Chris?
Yeah, I remember.
They kind of got on my ass about it and said, well, why'd you cut? You weren't supposed to. You're supposed to get approval. I did. I got approval over from this guy telling me that, our area manager said it was okay. Mm-hmm. And I remember that. And I was like, okay, and I ended up getting the short, straw from the draw, I kind of got in trouble from it. And nobody else, I just happened to be the only one that got in trouble for it. Nobody else did.
Well, those guys can lick tits then.
Yeah, so.
Or something worse than licking tits.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is, like, this industry is just all about, like, we have guys that are in higher positions, that are just all about saying yes, yes, yes. You know what I mean? But like, I just feel like they don't think about their guys that are actually out there doing the work. You know what I mean? And there's some out there that'll freaking work, no matter what. But dude, I can't. You know what I mean? Like, I have a family and I like to be home.
You like to see
know what I
them.
mean?
Well,
like,
go ahead,
I don't mind doing overtime because it's part of the job, and I get that, right? But man, just I can't do it all the time. You know what I mean?
They say all this, we're all for family. You guys for family, and that's kind of how it gets kind of bad. But always remember this, man. And this is what I was told, and this is what I've seen, and this is what I've kept in my head the whole entire time. Something happens to you, your family is the only one that's going to be remembering you, not your company.
Right.
Because they're going to easily replace you as quick.
They're just going to replace you. I know.
For them, you're just a person fixing stuff. That's it. They'll be like, oh, we're sorry that happened.
Yeah.
But a month later, your job's up.
Well, I've taken my own initiative. Like just last night, I was on call, and it wasn't a hard call out. I had a couple of units go down, but I got home, and I've gotten to the point where I don't sleep in my truck anymore because it just, I feel like at this age now, like I know I'm not that old, but still, dude, it takes a toll on you sleeping in a freaking truck, And I know too, we are getting there. Anyways, but I was like, I don't sleep in my truck, so I left, and it's an hour and a half drive there and back. So, got home around, I guess it was close to 3. Texted my boss, I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna use either a day or some of my overtime. I'm not coming in tomorrow, so. Because I've already lost too much this week just being on call. Going out at 7:00 and getting home at freaking past 11.
And that sucks. I mean, you're on call and you come home and you have to get something else happens, and guess who's going back? You just got home for 15 minutes. He has to drive another hour and a half back.
I hate that. That is the worst.
That sucks. I can only imagine that. Hell yeah, I would too, man. Fuck that. I'd be like, you know what, dude? Either you let me come in late, or I'm just not gonna come in.
No, I mean, and I went in late Monday and Tuesday, but it's not worth it to me to freaking sleep in my truck and then leave at 12 o'clock or whatever. I'm just like, just go home, sleep in my own bed. I like sleeping in my bed.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, Vance,
sounds like you guys have fucking got some brains on you now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh yeah,
as
dude.
far as like fucking caution towards this serious shit you guys are working with. You guys are working with some serious shit, serious voltage, serious fucking things, and just overtime and wisdom and hearing some of these fucking horror stories and stuff like that. Getting shit in your eye, it makes you fucking think about, what could be, and
don't get me wrong, dude. I've made some mistakes,
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's all wisdom, right? That's along with the age thing.
But luckily, there were just mistakes.
Yeah.
That you learned from. Like I said, I won't get too crazy and too much stories because there's a bunch of stories I could say that were issues where things happen and I kind of sit there and I'm like, God, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that, but fuck it, let's get it real quick. I've just gotta. And you think about that and you kind of think in your head like, man, what if something was to happen, and what if something was to happen to that coworker and how could you explain that issue, We always had a little thing, and it's just kind of, telling on a little bit on us back in the day when I worked in the oil field is if something happened to you, my buddy, one of my coworkers will always say, if something happens to me, make sure you throw my hard hat on and my glasses on and my H2S on my body so he can get his payout. For his family.
Yeah.
He's like, I do that for you. You do that. Yeah, he said, you do that for me. I do that for you. Because they find out you don't have a hard hat or nothing. They be like, not paying it out. Company will be like, nope. He should.
Well, that's the thing.
We gave him the safety. We gave him the PPE, the proper protection equipment.
Yeah, that's yeah. So everything that they have, and that's across all companies, I can imagine, is to protect the company. You know what I mean? It's all about money, dude. As the more, as we grow and mature, is the more you realize that, it's just like companies don't care. It's just all about that money.
That's why it's so important to have each other's back.
Yeah,
you can't fucking emphasize that enough.
That is but that's the worst thing to hear from corporate, from the people who are above. They don't like to hear that.
Of course they don't, man. When people stick together, it gives them power. If you fucking all work together, what it is. It's called a union.
Yeah.
You all fucking go on strike. It fucks them over and they lose money, right?
Oh, dude, don't say union, dude. You're gonna get me fired, bro.
Hey, well, there's like I said, there's a whole nother story to that too, But leaving some companies and stuff like that, but
that's what I mean,
story,
man. They don't want you guys to fucking group up and have each other's backs and shit. Nah, they want you guys to cutthroat, fucking, cut the red tape, cut the lock without
Yeah.
approval, shit like that.
Well,
Not that you did that, but
let me tell you, with this company that I'm with, Long Road, I really, really, really like it because they're such a small company. Like, they have a bunch of sites, but there's only a total of 140 employees.
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
Right.
You know? But we have a bunch of sites that we take care of. And these, when it comes to like certain things that they want you to do and they want to take care of you, they really talk to you. You know, I've had plenty of times where upper management has called me and asked me if I need anything or am I doing okay. Is there anything that we can help you? I'm talking. These guys they live in Maine, they live in like Tennessee, places that that aren't even close to me. They want a video chat and make sure everything's okay and how am I liking the position. They're like that. But you gotta understand. Yeah, it's a small company, of course. They kind of look out for you. And the good thing is, like, whenever I talk to the big boss up top, he was explaining me why they came up with the name Long Road was because they were going for the long road for the company to make it last. And they ended up calling it Long Road, Energy, which I thought was pretty cool,
Yeah, definitely. Instead of that shortcut and quick money,
exactly. That's exactly what they said, and that made me feel comfortable. So I'm happy.
Cool.
Like people, go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, I was gonna kind of change the subject, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I'm fine. I'm done.
Oh, so where do you guys send the electricity to? And how do you guys? How does
California
to XL? to California to XL Energy.
Okay,
like
so they pay you by like whatever.
Just like a meter, just like gas.
Yeah.
But through a meter.
Yeah, just like a regular like a meter that runs at your house or whatever.
Yeah, they have a meter on our side.
KWs or whatever, is that what the measurement is?
We have a meter on our side, and then they have a meter on their side. So we take a measurement to each other. So that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But as far as I know, it's only been XL. We've been giving it to XL Energy. That's all we've been giving it to.
I'm wondering, like, how many solar cells would it take to power a house? A washing machine, an air conditioner, stuff like that. Like,
I found out a panel gives out probably like 60 watts of DC, or 60, of
60
DC.
watts, not a lot.
Yeah, each panel.
How big of a panel?
Each panel, they're like 10 by 5, probably 10
That's
foot.
a big ass panel.
Yeah, but there's 16 total in one inverter. No, is that right? Yeah, that's not right. Is that right? No, that's not right. There's actually 16 per section, and then there's a total of like, I don't know, there's a bunch of them. They come to a combiner goes to an inverter. But I think the highest I read was probably like 60 something thousand wattage going through the inverter.
Yeah, that makes sense because you're gonna have.
We have a bunch. I can show you guys pictures. There's a ton of panels, but I have to remember which one they are. It's been a while since I haven't looked at one of the voltages actually. But the inverters they give out a bunch.
I mean, you got property.
There's a bunch of
they
land.
probably wouldn't notice if one or two went missing.
Nah, no, that's our job, man.
Kidding,
we gotta
man.
go.
Yeah.
We actually gotta go around and see every freaking, like, we call it a line that we could check across the alley. Like, it's like an alleyway. You just gotta see every inverter. We gotta go through every section. The other day, I walked like 9.6 miles through each panels for the whole site, and luckily, my boss came down and he was helping me out, and he wanted to do like a walkout from each combiner back to the shed. And I'm like, man, forget that. Let me run home. Let me go get my little machine that I got that puts a GPS right on the spot, and we can walk it and check the footages on it. He's like, yeah, go. Get out of here. Sent me all the way back. My lady met me halfway, gave it to me, came back. Dude, that thing saved our asses, dude. We would have spent probably 2 days doing that, where we spent an afternoon on it.
Technology.
Yeah. So he was just like, man, how much is that? Can we get that for your company? And I was like, yeah, we probably can. But yeah, as far as, probably how much, watts we make or whatever, I don't know how much I can really say on certain things and how much money we probably make or anything like that. But as far as I know, it's pretty good. We send a lot of, especially that plant that they just built out in Andrews, Texas. That's a huge one. Our boss was telling us, like, if y'all guys go over there, y'all gonna be all like, well, why don't we have this? Why don't we get to do this? You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna feel like, you know, we do more than which we kind of do. We kind of do a lot more than, you know, other people do, compared to, you know, some people sitting in front of a laptop and telling people what to do. You know, but it's pretty good, man. I enjoy it. I mean, what was I gonna say? What about you, Vance? What was maybe an injury that you ever got from work? That's what I wanted to know. I was gonna ask you that earlier.
So I got some dangerous stories.
Or anything like
like
what you do, like anything that's dangerous, what you do, or any stories that you.
so my current work, I've only been doing it for like a few months now, like 3 months. So I don't really have. You won't know you fucked up until you are past the point of no return. You know, you don't see when you fucked up till way later. Like if I were to go and eat one of our radiation sources, I wouldn't know the effects until like a couple of years, and then it just totally fucking obliterates your DNA and stuff like that. You know, we don't have anything powerful enough to get the immediate symptom. You know,
Right.
and me testing drinking water and surface water, the shit ain't that radioactive, man. I mean, I could probably eat plenty of samples and it not do anything to me. Not that I'm gonna go do that, but you know, it's
Yeah.
just that what I'm saying is the radiation levels that I'm working with are extremely low. You know, they're just worried that if you drink a bunch of water, there has to be barely any detectable radiation in it, otherwise it can hurt you. But I used to work in Seattle, a different job, uh, doing commercial painting on some of the larger buildings. And I remember this one job we were working on the raises outside of the building that go up and down, and we were painting the building and stuff like that. And my fucking boss on the first day, he takes me up. He's like, "Yeah, you know, he's cool. He's my dad's friend and stuff like that. Check it out. I can operate the lift." He goes all the way to the top, and it keeps fucking going. And it hits the fucking lip of the roof, and it damn near tips us out. Fucking first day, dude. And I'm
Golly.
like, what the fuck, man? And we get back down, and he's like, good thing I'm the boss. I mean, we had fucking harnesses on and shit like that, but he wasn't even sweating. He was like, yeah, fuck it.
He has
But,
beer in his hand, 6-pack and stuff like that. You want another beer?
yeah, fuck. He didn't give a fuck because he owned the fucking place, you know? So what if you get dumped, you know?
Yeah.
You're gonna get back on that bitch the next day is what you're gonna do. You want a job? But no, he was a cool guy, but he just fucking tripped me out that time.
Yeah.
But another time, so what we were doing at that building is we were removing the flaking lead paint on the outside of it and coating it with oil-based paint, which lasts a lot longer, not as toxic, yada yada. And when we were scraping this fucking lead, they were like getting you collected it with tarps. And one time they spilt a tarp, and underneath us was a bunch of Vietnamese people. This was in Chinatown. Vietnamese people were selling their fruit and shit, and we dumped it right into their food. I was like, no, that's not right. I'm gonna go tell them that they need to fucking clean off the fruit and stuff like that, because they were just gonna leave it. They didn't give a fuck, man.
That's
I thought that
crazy.
was fucked up. Being able to let them just eat lead flakes and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's not good.
Big hazard. And then another time, like the same motherfucker, when we were painting the outside of the windows, we had to do the window frames last because they were a different color, and you had to wear a harness and then reach outside of a window that's like 12 stories up, paint the outsides, right?
Right.
These motherfuckers weren't wearing harnesses, standing on ladders, reaching like they're more than halfway out the fucking window. They're barely hanging on with an arm. And they're fucking painting the window real quick. These crazy bastards. And I told him, I told him, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not fucking doing that. And, you know, these guys were, you know, definitely rougher characters than me.
Well, you
Definitely
saying that makes me think like, so I started in oil field when I was like 18, 19, and like, you're young, you don't give a fuck, You're a young
Yeah,
buck.
yeah.
You can.
These
You
are
feel
older
like.
guys,
You feel
though.
like. You feel like. Oh, I can hold my breath long enough to. If H2S fucking bubble comes.
I know.
You know. Yeah, well, back in the
I
day,
ain't
stuff
like
like that. Yeah, you gotta understand. I was like fresh out of.
Yeah, true,
Yeah,
true.
you know what I'm saying.
I had already had a kid and everything when I started.
Yeah.
In
So this stuff that you talk about, like safety stuff, it's crazy. I'll tell you a story here in a minute that I have, but it's like some people just kind of like, 5 seconds to do this, but 20 minutes to get all this stuff on and then go do this one thing that's gonna take 2 seconds. People are like that. They think that mentality like that. There was a guy I worked with, was cutting some wood, right? And like he had a wrench and he used it to push the wood. And it was like this close. He was cutting like a piece like this small, and he was pushing it right through it. And I told him, hey man, he's an older gentleman. He already had gray hairs. I'm sure he had great grandkids and stuff like that. Well, I told him, I was like, man, that's kind of a little dangerous. You don't want that to pop
Never
up.
too old to lose a finger.
Yeah, he got mad at me. He was telling me like, you don't think I know how to do this? I've been doing this for 45 years. And you know what I told him? I was like, you think that machine knows that you did that for 45 fucking years? You think that machine gives a fuck that you did 45 years of this? That machine ain't gonna stop because you have experience.
Yeah.
I was like, that thing's gonna cut right through you, even though you're 18 or you're fucking 56.
But man,
You know what I'm saying?
you gotta think of the time that old timer came.
I understand
in.
that. I understand
Man,
that. But
when he was 18, it was way fucking wilder, way rougher.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
They were probably had
I'm sure.
asbestos and everything, the brakes, the fucking
Well, yeah, I
lead
mean,
paint. They didn't give a
no
fuck, man.
FRs.
Well,
They're in
Yeah, but with the
t-shirts.
dust
Yeah.
mask.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at is like, I understand that, and which is, times have changed, and even times have changed from whenever I was 18 to now I'm 28, from being in the oil field and seeing all the stuff that happened. That's a big gap too. You didn't think that some of that stuff that they're changing now. There's accidents happens. There's a bunch of accidents that happen that we've heard about, through gas and stuff like that was happening. There's a bunch of stuff. Explosions from, pipelines because they weren't taken care of. I'm not saying just, with Target. I'm talking about like other companies that we've heard throughout the companies.
Yeah,
but,
right.
And that stuff is scary. And then you think, that's never going to happen to us, You never know that.
Complacency, bro.
Yeah, that's
It's a
how it is.
big deal.
You start to get so comfortable that you just start to lose. Yeah. You just kind of.
That's what happens on motorcycles or in vehicles,
Everything, huh?
Just in a regular old vehicle, you can speed for, 99.9% of the time, nothing's going to happen. But that fucking one accident where you're speeding and you fucking wreck, man, it can hurt.
Yeah.
It can fucking kill you, and that's a wake-up call like a mug.
But to go on another side note that I wanted to talk about, since we've been talking about some of the work that we do and stuff like that, but let's talk about what's something that last episode we talked about, like, what did we talk about? Something that I want to think about, something like now, like, what do we see ourselves in the future? Like, what do we expect in our lives now that we're, at this age now that we would want to do and succeed a little bit more? You're pretty comfortable where you're at, or is it something you want to push forward for, or something you want to grow, or something you want to work at, or something like that?
Have a little bit of cognitive function.
Yeah.
So I couldn't fucking think properly until I was like 23, man.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm saying. So you think about it now, okay? So you went through 28 years of your life already now, which you're 29, right, Vance? You went through 29 years of your life.
Dang, almost to the big 3-0, huh?
And you think about it now, and you're like, dang, that feels like I've been living for a long time. But then you could do another 30 years, and what's gonna change within that 30 years that you remember back in high school? You know what I'm saying?
So I've only had like a real brain on me for what is that, 6 years?
Yeah, there you go.
Able to actually just make decisive decisions.
I hear a lot of stories about when you get past 35, everything starts to collapse. You start getting older and stuff like that. I don't want to do that, man. I want to start. I want to think more and go further
that's
beyond.
True either. I think you can keep developing. I mean, what about the great philosophers?
Yeah.
Of Greece, they were old men. You know what I mean? They weren't fucking 30.
Yeah, look at fucking Einstein. He didn't become a
can't
genius.
even be
He wasn't a
president
genius
until
when he
you're
was.
35.
Yeah, he wasn't a genius when he was freaking 25 or 30. He was a genius when he was in his fucking 50s and 60s.
So I think Chris has been thinking about it.
Well, yeah. What's the
where
question,
do you see
Chris?
yourself? Where do you see
What-
yourself in the future? What are your future plans and stuff like that?
What's the things you want to
Man,
do?
you know, I think about it, and well, I try to think about it, but I know for sure what I'm doing now is not what I want to be doing. But most of my life now revolves around my family and giving them the best that I can. But I don't know, dude. I've recently I've been thinking about it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's,
Question.
here's an even deeper question. Go ahead after you finish. I got a question for you.
Because I don't remember. I lost my train of thought. Go ahead. Ask the
Sorry. Well,
question.
here's the extra deep question. Why is family so important to you?
Because like my kids, that's what
That's
I
a
when
damn. That's a
Your
damn good
family.
question.
You said your family's number one.
Oh yeah,
Why?
because I know that I have to take care of them, right? They
You don't
didn't
have
choose.
to.
No, you do. Because
You
they
don't,
didn't
though.
choose. Okay, well I do.
Okay.
Because that's my choice. And
Yeah.
because they didn't choose to be brought into this world, right? It was me and my wife that brought them into this world. So
That's
my
deep, bro.
goal is to give them as much as I can. You know what I
Or
mean?
more than what you got, right?
Anything that they need, you know what I mean, to fulfill until they get to an adult. And it's going to be beyond that too, because I mean, in my adult life, I've had tons of help from my parents. So, you know, it's a lifelong thing, and that's my main goal is to raise my kids properly and help them through anything and everything. You know what I mean?
Can I say something real quick?
Spoken like a true man.
That's a damn good answer, bro. A
Yeah,
damn
yeah,
good
yeah.
answer.
Yeah, that
Whoever,
was.
if people,
Hell yeah.
guys, you listening, learn that. Sear that in your brain. That is the perfect answer to a perfect fucking answer or question. That was
All right,
awesome. You
so-
you fucking nailed that sucker, Chris.
He definitely did, man.
Just,
So-
I mean, it was from the start, you know, because we, I don't think a lot of, well, majority of people I know this, but it was, you know, it was an unplanned pregnancy. But from the minute that I knew that Denise was pregnant, it was like an on switch. Like, all right, well, I gotta
time to step
you know,
up.
time to step up. You know what I mean? And I left my job at the prison because it just didn't pay enough, and I didn't want to go into the oil field. I wanted to do, you know, what I thought was better things. But I mean, that's where I am now, and you know, now I'm at the point in my life where, you know, I'm making more money, and you know, stuff is opening up, and you know, maybe
Getting better.
you know, I can move on from there. But the bad thing is, dude, I just spend too much and I don't save enough money. So,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay, so hold on. Let's stick with Chris for a second. I want to ask him one more thing before you get to yours, Leno.
You're gonna go to yours next.
All right. Well, I want to ask Chris, where would you like to be? You said, you know, your job, as far as job goes, you said you're not quite where you want to be, but what would be ideal? I mean, I know you guys have
Ideal,
some DJ
honestly, would be, you know, being my own boss. You know what I mean? Like owning a business or something. But that's where I'm
in
stuck
what?
right
What
now
do you
because
like?
exactly that's what I'm stuck.
What are you gonna
at
have
right
a
now.
passion for? What are you gonna think about all the time and enjoy
Those-
it? And
Those are the questions that
earn-
I'm asking myself right now because I just don't know. You know what I mean? And I wish I did, but I have no experience on it, and I don't know what I would do. But it's a thought right now, and you know, I'd like to do that. I don't want to be in my freaking 60s, you know, still working for the same company, putting in, you know, money into retirement and then just trying to live off of retirement at the end. You know what I mean? I want
to build something. You want to
exactly.
create.
I want to be proud of myself at the end of my life. You know what I mean? Like I want to say that, you know, I did everything that I can, and I loved what I do, and you know, like just, you know,
You're good.
be proud of myself.
good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
One more thing, since he decided to. I know I keep doing that, but
Picking on Chris tonight, huh?
that's fine.
well, I can pick on you too, man.
No, go ahead. Ask your question. It's fine.
No, I want Lino now. I want
No, that's
No,
ask
ask
the
the
question.
question.
Yeah, ask the question.
I want to
Yeah.
know. I want to know what you were gonna ask,
all right.
or what you
so
were gonna say.
it kind of just branches off of that again. You know, like if you do find your ideal thing, the thing is, you won't know what you like until you get out there and try 100 different things that you don't fucking like. It's
Yeah.
like me and my chemistry degree and career, and I love it because I fucking tried automotive. I was good at it. Fucking hated it. I tried business. I fucking hated it. I tried X-ray technician. I could do it all. I can do it.
Well, let me say,
But I just didn't fucking. It wasn't a passion. It wasn't something
Well,
that really
you
drove me. You know?
you fail 100% of the
100%.
time if you never take a shot. You know.
Yeah. That's a
That's
fucking
a given, you know?
thing.
But yeah, Chris, go ahead.
But yeah, you got to get out there and fucking try 100 different things
Right.
and fail at 99 of them. You know?
Yeah, I haven't. So I'll just say this, and maybe it's an excuse, but I'm just gonna say it because I had a family, and so I felt like I had to go, into it and do, make money so I could support because I wasn't making any money. You know what I mean? There was no way I was gonna be able to support a family with that thing. So I feel like now I'm at the point in my life where I can start trying things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I delayed it a little bit, but now I'm like you said, we're older now and we're able to
Security,
think about exactly.
disability.
It's
And
never
so
too late
now-
though, man.
Like we like this, right? We made a huge move. I've moved before, but not anything that I remember.
Big
But
decision.
this is an adult decision that we made, and maybe we didn't enjoy it as much as we
you
wanted
did it.
to.
But the thing is,
we did it.
I think you
and
did it
we
with the
will-
family. You did it together.
Yeah, and now we won't look back and be like, well, maybe we should have moved. You know what I mean? But we tried it. So we're making decisions where I'm at that point where I'm ready to make that first step, and it just came a little later.
Well, I think you did the right thing, and I think life comes at you whether you predict it or not. Like you said, it may be unplanned pregnancy, maybe it is a planned pregnancy, and it doesn't happen. Who the fuck knows?
But
Right.
but the
Yeah.
thing is, there's not a lot
I
of
gotta take a
people.
piss.
There's not a lot of people who step up as much as you did, Chris. That's for sure.
Thank you. Appreciate
And
that.
the stuff that you did for your kids and your wife is beyond anything that I think of myself at that age. Whenever you stepped up, that would have been difficult for me.
Try my best. I'm not gonna say that I'm the best, but
yeah, I tell you what, man, I think it would have been hard for me too to do it.
it was hard. I'm not gonna lie.
I was stupid.
We wouldn't-
young.
Yeah, if we didn't have as much help as we did through people we know, through family and all that, we wouldn't have made it, right?
Right.
We might have been unemployment or something worse that we didn't want to go through. But
Right.
we had help, which saved us, right? But I also put in work because I knew what I had to do. So
Well,
and now, like I said, we're at the point where we can kind of
think about
experiment. You know
wanna
what I
do.
mean?
Well, kind of leaning on that a little bit was I'm thinking how Vance said is like I got a chance to kind of think about what I wanted to do now that I'm at this age.
Right.
I didn't think I was gonna get into solar, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't think, but the gaming stuff like this and this page is it's kind of something I didn't think I wanted to do a podcast. I didn't want people to see me talking and stuff like that. I really didn't like that at all. But I'm doing this because you know what? This brings us closer, my friends. And honestly, it's literally bringing us a lot closer. It has been.
Yeah.
I've got a lot more respect for Chris. Not that I
Yeah.
didn't respect you before. Like I
gotcha.
said, not that I didn't respect you before.
Yeah.
You're a fucking friend and everything. But I mean, just getting a broader perspective on how you think and
Yeah,
stuff.
you get to know.
Yeah.
Like people tell me, well, are you gonna try to keep pushing this further in your life and stuff like that? I'm like, man, I don't know. Right now, I'm
Yeah,
at the
you
point.
don't know.
I'm at the point where I got a good job, pretty comfortable with it. I'm happy now. Fucking during COVID, I was tripping out.
Right.
But now I'm kind of like I'm at the place. I think it's just like you need to tell people.
I think that was a blessing in disguise, though.
Dude,
Honestly.
honestly, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It was a difficult time when I was with Target. There's some issues that came up, some things that happened from, the upper management and stuff like that. That was really bad. I wasn't doing anything wrong. Some things were happening. I got let go. Spent the year literally off. Did I tell you guys that I lost my job on May 31st from Targa. I got my job with Longro June 1st.
Oh yeah.
A full year.
A year later.
God
Yeah.
damn, that's a long time.
Till the day, on the day that I lost my job, the next very day that I lost my job, I ended up getting this job.
And now you know how to save.
Yeah, oh, dude, I definitely do. That's
Super
true.
saver,
That's
huh?
true. But yeah, okay, so I don't want to spend too much time
Can
on
you
this.
teach me?
Yeah, I don't want to spend. Oh, you know what? Let me tell you. Okay, you want to know how I learned?
Huh.
This is what my lady told me. She
Because
taught
you had
me.
to do it?
Yeah, not just that, but she shared this into my brain. A difference between, okay, I'm like, hey, I want to buy this. And the thing that she would tell me all the time to think in her head,
Either
or
want
she
it.
would tell me, she would say, yeah, do you want it or do you
Yeah.
need it?
Uh,
So in my brain, I would say, dang, I don't need it. I
Yeah.
don't need it. I want it, That's true. I don't,
honestly, recently I've gotten way better about
But dude,
that.
think about that. So a lot of time I used to like go in there and be like, fuck, I want this. I'm gonna buy this. Now she hates when we go to like Best Buy or anywhere. She's like,
Yeah.
you take forever. I was like, because I'm running in my brain saying, need what, need what, need what,
Yeah, I
need
know.
what, need what. Do I want it? Do I need it? Do I need it?
And then when you do buy something, you have buyer's remorse. And you're
Yeah.
like,
Dude,
I freak about that.
speaking of it, guys, no, wait, give me a second. The Xboxes.
for him.
The Xboxes, the 2 Xboxes, because we're doing a raffle on our Facebook page, guys. If you guys are still listening to this part, I sat there at Walmart looking at these Xboxes. I'm like, man, I'm not even gonna see these suckers ever again.
Yeah.
Screw it, I'm buying 2 of them. Well, let me tell you a story about that. End up asking the lady to give me 2 of them. So I was like, I'm pretty sure you're not able to sell 2 of them to me. She's like, well, let's go see. So she brings 2 of them. She scans both of them. And then she goes to scan the second one, and it says, "Oh, I can't I can't scan that one. It's not letting me scan it together." And she's but I don't care. So she scans one of them. She makes me pay it, and she puts the other one next to it. Makes me pay for that one. She's like, all right.
That's cool.
So she says anything, just say your lady bought it for you. I was like, cool. That's badass. Heck yeah, Thank you, Walmart lady.
Yeah.
So now we got a raffle for this stuff like that. And
Dude, one day we're gonna talk about retail.
Yeah. Let's.
Because I worked in it, and
But let's come back to real quick. We're kind of getting past the point a little bit. But Vance, let's talk about you. What do you think you see yourself a little further in life and stuff like that, and where you want to go?
Nope.
Other than what's coming up pretty soon in October, huh?
What I have is my desires. Yeah, like get married, and excelling in work and learning. But I don't pinpoint things because it never fucking works out that way. So I go with the better opportunity that presents itself. I always do that. The better opportunity is the way to go, because getting fixed on something, shit's gonna pass you by, and you're gonna fucking regret it. Shit like that, And that speaks to a lot of things. But I think I've got, for one, my lady nailed the fuck down. Not as in like dirty talk, but I mean, I don't think I can do better.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do better. So there's that. There's work. There's progressing in work. I do have passions. I do have interests, and those are all part of it. But my lady's number one, I think, is one, getting married, because that's so recent. But two is having a kid. So that's something that's definitely gonna happen, So
oh yeah, it's given.
If it means that much to her, it means that much to me, I'm not I've never really thought of myself as like a father figure or a dad or anything like that, but I'm gonna be. So it's time to fucking ship shape.
I see you as a daddy figure.
My
That's
fucking
okay.
dad, dude. My dad. Call me daddy if you want, but. But my dad keeps fucking telling me every time I call his ass, he's like, "You feel that biological clock ticking?" I'm like, "Fuck, yes I do." But
Crystal beer
that's
drinking.
it, man.
Dude, well, I got a Ace pineapple craft cider.
Oh, nice.
Pretty good. I just bought it today at HEB.
But Vance,
you'll never be ready for a kid.
Oh yeah. Well.
Oh,
that's true.
I'm ready enough to fucking suffer a little bit. It's all right.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
Vance, I think.
I didn't think I was gonna be a good dad either.
But I think, Vance, I think you're heading towards a direction that's pretty gonna be awesome, and I'm glad that I'm one of your good friends, and I get to see that continue, and I want to learn. I want to learn with you too, man. That's what I love doing. That's like, I wish I had that mentality that I had in high school. This mentality that I have now, like from me learning coding to software developing and doing the stuff that I'm learning and stuff like that. I wish I had that mentality in high school. That's one thing.
I know that's one of the big regrets, right?
Yeah.
There's
That-
not fucking
that and-
just being so stupid
that-
and naive. When
that
you're
and
young.
playing football. Those are the two things I regret.
Yeah, I wish I had more.
Smoking too.
That was for me in college.
Yeah.
I honestly think I went through a depression in college.
Yeah, I guess
can,
we didn't help you
definitely.
guys. I guess we didn't help you out on that part either, huh?
What, leaving me?
Yeah. Yeah, we're sorry about that, Chris.
Nah,
But you
it's
turned out
all
pretty.
good.
You turned out pretty good though.
Yeah, we did all right.
Yeah, you did all right. But like, Vance, I think you're heading down the right road. Chris, you too, man. I think you're.
What?
I think
All
right now
three
you're just
of
trying
us,
to.
man.
I think
we
you're
got
trying
our
to figure
shit
out.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's surprising. We should get somebody on here who doesn't have their shit together. Make fun of them.
Kind of grind.
Not make fun of them because we've all
Yeah,
been
no,
there.
make fun of him, dude.
Yeah, I like that.
We've all been there. But
We're just kidding, guys. We're
get
not
some
gonna do that.
20-year-old on.
Some 17-year-old, going into
Mhm.
18-year-old trying to figure out their lives. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like you hear these kids now. They're just going through a hard time where they're trying to figure out. I'm like, man, dude. Honestly, I was the same way. But dude, 10 years does feel like a long time. If you just start thinking,
It is a long time.
and like seeing these people who like go to jail and stuff like that. It's like to me in my head, I'm like, I couldn't do that, man. I can't do 10. I'm not gonna do fucking 10 years for a fucking for a color that I don't even
Dude,
give a fuck about. You know.
10
Fuck that.
years
I'm
would
glad-
change me
I'm glad.
completely.
I'm glad that
That's crazy.
I'm glad that put me in my brain where I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm glad I learned that at a young age. That I was like, no, I didn't even want to get into that situation, hang out with these you know people who do drugs or do this drugs and sell them or do and stuff like that. I didn't want to do none
Fucking
of that stuff.
hardcore. Yeah.
But
I
as
got
far as
lucky.
but as far as me and my life in the future is, I struggled a long time thinking about the stuff that I wanted to do. But the path that I always wanted to do was always, I never asked for more. I never asked for less. I only asked for enough. I've always been the one that was like, I want to live comfortable. I want to be able to provide for somebody and take care of them.
But be humble,
But
right?
be humble about it.
Mhm.
I want to
That's
be
the
able
best way to be.
and I think in my end of my life, I don't want to be rich. I don't want to be obviously poor. Obviously, I would like to live comfortably.
Yep.
A lot of these rich
That's where I'm
people
at,
are
too.
insatiable.
I don't want to.
Insatiable.
I don't want to sit there because I do pray and stuff like that, and I don't want to pray to God to say, hey, can you give me money? That's nothing I would never want to ask for. I never want to ask for money because money is something that you go and you earn. It's never something that you should ask for.
Isn't it sad that money runs
It is
this
sad.
world?
It is sad.
We should murder all the. No, I'm
Money.
just kidding.
The
I'm
money.
not even gonna go there.
Murder money.
Murder money.
Oh, it's
That's where he's
sad that
going
you
with
have to
it.
work. It's sad that you have to work freaking 40 hours a week just
It is
to own a house. You know what
It
I
is
mean?
sad.
There's
And
people
feed
that
yourself.
deserve to be murdered, just like there's people that die that should be alive.
Yeah. But back to what I was saying is,
And I am willing to decide.
Oh
I
my
won't do
gosh.
it, but
So we're
Okay,
taking a
this is after
vote.
4
If you
beers.
want to appoint Vance
as the president,
as our
as our
as
president, like,
executive judge king.
yes,
dude, you're probably
We'll have
you get a bunch
we'll
of
have
view
a poll
votes.
down below.
Yeah, down below. Start commenting down below.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is like, so I started to get into this little phase where like there's a guy I would like for you guys to listen to. His name is Jordan B. Peterson. He does lectures. I want to go visit him. I want to go see him do a lecture.
He's good.
Yeah, Vance, you've heard of him.
Oh yeah, I've watched a lot of him.
So he has a thing that he talks about, like, just never lie and always tell the truth to your significant other.
Yep.
No, even down to the smallest little thing, like, did you clean your like a dish or whatever, or you did something just as tiny as it can be. And he says, if you start that mentality in your life will seem to get better. It'll just start piling and stuff. Good things will start happening to you in a way that you might not even know. You wouldn't even notice. It's just crazy to think about. And be humble. Like, if you see, like, you had that time where somebody sends you, or for example, those Rams. I got sent those Rams. You remember? I ordered a set of 2 Rams. They sent me, 16 sets? that was worth like $800, which I only paid $50 for a set, and they sent me $700 worth of RAMs. I called, and tried to get them back. Hit them up. Tried to call them. I freaking emailed them. No, I didn't get no response back at all, man.
You're more honorable than me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's what he says.
We sold them to them.
He says to stay like that, you know, be as good as that, you know, as much as you can. Which, you know, obviously, Chris, you already think that way too, because you're the one who told me. I was the one thinking in my head, I should just keep them. I should just do this.
Yeah.
You know, Chris is like, nah, man, you should try to, you know, which is, you know, I'm like that. I have the little devil over here and the little angel over here, you know. Mm-hmm. I hear him there like this. And, you know, luckily I have really good friends that, you know, Vance is over here and Chris and Matt over here, you know. Vance goes back and forth on this side. I was playing. But, you know,
I'm an angel. All right.
But
so what does Jordan Peterson say about omitting the truth? Because that's not technically lying.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just kidding.
That's true. But I mean, it's just, if anybody wants to ever see some of the stuff that he talks about, it's Chris. It's worth it listening. If you read books still, you like to read books or listen to books. Maybe you should listen to a book.
I sometimes listen to audiobooks.
12 Rules of Life.
Yes,
by Jordan B.
I agree. I would definitely promote that one as well.
Read that one.
That's good.
Since you're saying that you're thinking about your life right now and that you see what you want to see in the future, that's a good read to go through. And just
it's not 100% good, just like everything else.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say, you know, I'm better because I've never read it. Honestly, I do want to read it, but I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, I want to learn as much as I can.
How are you gonna promote it and you haven't even read it yet?
I've actually I've seen his lectures on the book. That's why.
Oh, I see.
I've seen the lectures on all his books, so that's the only reason why I'm telling. We recently just ordered it actually, so we're kind of waiting for it to come in so we can read it. You know, we're gonna spend probably like a couple minutes at the night just kind of reading a couple of chapters, you know, on me and the lady.
Probably take more than a couple minutes.
So we were talking about crime a little bit while back.
Wow, well, she can read it, Chris. Just because I'm slow reading, you don't have to be a ball.
I'm honestly.
Totally forgot that I can't read.
Go ahead, Vance.
I just wanted to, real quick before you go on, Chris. I wanted to know when your sister's going to hit me up about her time for crime interview.
Have you been listening to it?
I've listened to a couple of them, but you said she was gonna hit me up, and we were gonna get on and everything.
Yeah, we're gonna. Well,
what I've heard has been pretty good.
She's been listening to all our podcasters too. She's actually listening probably right now, which is she's doing her thing. Actually, it's turning out pretty good for her, and I'm pretty happy. I'm really happy for her, honestly. I just told her a story today about whenever I went to county. And she was laughing about it. Which Chris can talk about the stuff that when being on the other side too. That would be pretty nice.
Oh, real? Yeah. You should definitely get on there.
Definitely. Us two over there in the suits, and
it's definitely different being on the other side.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's what that's her podcast.
You know,
Chris.
you do get different perspectives.
Yeah, if you guys have a chance, go listen to my sister. It's True Crime with Vanny and Kat. It's on Google Play. It's on iTunes. It's on. She has it on. I think. What else does she have it on? I think she has.
I'm sure it's on everything.
Yeah, she has a Facebook.
I found it on Apple Podcast.
Yeah,
and
Apple
it's
Podcast.
fucking good.
Yeah, they do really good job.
It's fucking worth listening to.
But yeah, give that a listen too, guys. That's really good. I really enjoy it. I listen to them every morning. They do 30 minutes. So I listen to it from like Tatum to Lovington, and then that's about the time I call you guys in the morning, Chris and Matt in the morning, so like that we talk every once in a while. We don't do it every day, but we do at least like once or two times a week. But other than that, man,
hold on. Other than that, I want to see if Chris retained what he was going to say.
I did not.
Oh, shit.
I'm 3 beers in, and I haven't drank in 2 weeks, so I'm
sorry,
a little...
I wanted to see, man. I do the same thing, man. Just fucking thoughts go flying and everything.
No, it was something about... what was it about?
Yeah, thoughts go flying,
I'm
man.
gonna stop the recording and go back and then see, and then we're started again.
No, he didn't say.
I know, but we were talking about...
It was about...
Oh, maybe caught his memory.
Oh, reading. It was about reading.
Oh, reading, yeah. About me
Dude,
not
reading. It's crazy. I felt like I was a pretty good reader in high school, right? But I don't read as much as I used to. Like I read every night to the kids. Well, me and my wife take turns reading to the kids, and just like either we'll do
Andy's a
little,
good dad.
really like short children's books or something, you know, depending on the time. But and sometimes we do like dinosaurs. Like he has a National Geographic dinosaur book. My
Yeah,
I
son,
love
good
dinosaurs.
teaching.
and he has a space book too. So you know we'll do that. But dude, I catch myself like I have to slow down so I don't stumble over the words. You know what I mean?
Dude,
It's just crazy.
that's crazy.
You know
'cause-
that when you don't keep up something that you kind of lose it.
dude,
You know what I mean?
I'm the complete opposite. I felt like I improved.
Oh yeah.
I improved out of high school. Like I'm 10 times better of a reader than I used to be.
Well, you couldn't go down.
Yeah, I couldn't go down. At least I hope I can. I hope so.
You set yourself up for that one, man. I had to.
I mean, I
You
hope
can
so.
read?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
fuck-
It's like,
I'm fucking around, dude.
well, actually, a big thing too is I read a lot of manga too, so that kind of helps out too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
read a lot of that. You know, so, but no, man. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, in life, it's just kind of. We're just kind of living. Keep on living. That's ever since I heard that. I
So,
love that. I love that.
Going about reading though, it's weird. I started to understand why reading is so important. Your words are blank. Words are plain. Words are simple, but your imagination fills in the blanks. You paint a portrait when you're reading. You're thinking. You're filling in all
Well,
the blanks. You're
thing-
creating.
The thing
And
is,
it's mind stimulation,
Yeah,
man.
well, the thing is
instead
in
of
your-
instead of a video where you know the color of the tree, you know the fucking field they're in.
Well, in your
you know
brain-
how that person looks.
like you're saying, your brain is instantaneously. When it comes to a word, it takes not long, but it takes a few minutes shorter than you thinking about it to come out of your mouth. You
Here,
know?
think of this word, elephant. Each one of us just thought of a different projection of that same word. I mean, what does that word mean to you? You filling in the blank. It's the same word, but we're all filling in the blank. It's so fucking
I
weird.
know it's weird because
But
I keep
that's
adding.
the
I keep
importance.
thinking about an elephant. Like, he's scared of a rat, or he's scared of mouses, you know, or he has tusks.
Was it
you
was
know,
it a
he-
pink
he has
elephant?
a-
Because
yeah.
we're all drunk.
Yeah. You know, you start thinking about that stuff. You start. I do a lot of analyzing now that I do. Like whenever I see something, you know what? Okay, so let me say, ever since we started doing computers and troubleshooting and stuff on computers, I've never felt more calm in my life than taking the time and sitting there and trying to figure out this issue, this problem. That's why I like my job right now.
Like a puzzle.
So
Right.
I'm so patient. My lady can tell you this. I'm not patient in our relationship, but I'm patient whenever it comes to anything technology that I can sit there and kind of mess with. I don't get frustrated.
You better
Like
work
that.
on that shit.
I know. Well, I have been.
Right.
We've been doing a lot better. So we're just trying to, still solve each other out. I'm trying to treat it as
course.
we're trying to solve each other out at the same time. And I think you guys agree with this. In a relationship, it don't take 50-50. It takes 100 and 100
Yep.
at each other. to
That's
solve it.
200%. How do you do that?
Huh?
That's 200%. How do you do that?
Yeah, well, you can.
Calculus.
No, I'm just joking.
But it's about that in the end, man. We're
Hey, this is just kind of off the rip. Huh?
we kind of we didn't none of this is scripted, guys. This is kind of just this was just
it
full
turned out
send.
man, we need to fucking drink 3 beers before we get on. Because
Yeah.
after
That's
the
what
3
Lionel-
beers, it was
that's what
fucking
Lionel
getting
told me, dude.
good.
Yeah,
He's
that's
all,
what I said.
he's all drink 2 beers before we get on.
Yeah, for sure. It was good, man. We did a good run. Thank you guys so much for listening to us. We hope that we can keep this going. I mean, obviously,
gonna keep it going.
Obviously, we're gonna keep it
No
going.
matter if people watch or listen or not, you know what I mean?
Or
I
hate.
I enjoy the conversation.
Like I said, I have some newfound respect for Chris, and Lionel. He's kind of more degraded in my eyes, but
Well, let me
No, but
let me
seriously,
tell you
man,
guys.
this is
I
good.
think
This
I
is
think I
good.
think that we did. Me and Vance, we're so close because, well, I'm not saying that me and Chris aren't close, but we did this. We were doing this already. We would play chess and get drunk and talk all about all this stuff. That's kind of
wild shit too,
yeah,
man. Fucking 2 a.m.
Yeah,
playing chess. We would stop playing chess just to fucking paddle the ideas, man.
Yeah, so like, you know, Chris always talked about a podcast. You know, Vance and me always had talking to talk about. We've always talked about crazy stuff. We might not be able to open with the stuff that, you know, we can seriously talk in private, but
yeah,
you know, of course, you know, if you ever hang out with us in real life,
maybe at like episode 100 we can start
getting a little.
Some things are off limits.
Yeah,
things will always be off limits.
But I'm gonna keep this going if my friends want to keep this going, and I think it's gonna keep going.
You know me.
But thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Vance. Thank you, Chris. We were supposed to have another person here. We're gonna try to keep it with only 4 people. We might do 5. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Me and Chris talked about it already. But if you guys are listening to this point, go check out the Facebook page. Check out the Instagram, TikTok, EpicBumz Gaming. And remember, Bumz with a Z, not with an S. It's EpicBumz Gaming. Show it to everybody. Let everybody know. We do a bunch of raffles. We do tournaments. Hopefully, we can bring that back. COVID kind of held us back. Yeah, we're gonna start pushing for a little more gaming. It is a gaming page. The podcast is not going to be gaming. It's going to be just strictly just everything.
Just talking, man.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for helping out, Vance and Chris. Really appreciate you guys taking the time out of you guys' lives just to sit here and have a good time.
If anything, I hope we all stimulated thought in each other, stimulated thought in whoever listens. You know,
that's the whole point. That's all I do. I feel like what I think in my brain should be shared to other people to be free to think the way I think. And I have a lot of friends, which is Chris and Vance, that think that same way too. And that's why I want to keep that going. Some people don't have that right now, you know.
Good deal.
But thank you guys. See you later.
EpicBumz.
EpicBumz. See you guys later. Thank you so much.
Listening and watching.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right.